Hi guys, very good morning to you. So this is Ajay and I'm here again to discuss about the MS Access, the query, the inner joins. In this video, we are going to cover the MS Access, the inner join, what exactly is the inner join, and where exactly you use it. And this is the video number 208. And if you know me through my channel, then you guys already know that we have covered 207 videos. And as you can see, this is the last video which I have just uploaded on my YouTube channel. You can go ahead and watch this amazing unmatched query. And so for those who are watching my channel for the first time, so you have this under this playlist. You need to, when you go to my channel and when you click on these different categories, the playlist, you would see a lot of videos over there, right? So we basically have made every video as per the category. So if you're looking for the access queries, click here. If you're looking for the Excel VLOOKUP match function, then click here. If you're looking for the Excel VBA, then what exactly in the Excel VBA, you can see that it says connecting PowerPoint with Excel. So I have almost tried to cover so far every topic, whether it is your Excel, basic Excel, advanced Excel, or it is your Excel VBA, or it is your MS Access front end, or the MS Access VBA, right? So in this video, we are going to talk about the inner joins. Now, what exactly is the inner join? Now, basically, I'm not actually going to talk about only the inner join, but we will also like to cover a couple of more joins. So let us go ahead and let us understand. So basically, these are kind of, you can say that, those sort of queries which we make in the MS Access. Now, guys, I have these two tables, right? The same tables which I have used in the previous videos as well, so I didn't get the time to change the table. So if you feel kind of that that I'm using the same table again and again, and I'm making you bored actually, so please pardon me for that, but I think the idea is just to understand the concept, right? So now we have the two tables where you can see we have the username and the password, and there is another table in the MS Access which is called the login details. Now what we want to do is, now in the previous video which I was talking about, in this video where we have talked about the unmatched query, there we learned actually how to find those values which are not available in the another table. For example, what if based on your this current employee ID table, you want to find out that which all usernames are not available in this table. So that's a kind of a not equals to, right? But in this video, we're going to talk about what if you want to find out that the usernames which are available in this table, which is employee IDs, and the usernames which are available in this login detail tables, what all those employee IDs are there. So we are actually looking for the same employee IDs, the same usernames. Basically, I beg your pardon, not the employee IDs. Employee ID is actually a table name, but we are looking for those usernames which are available in both the tables, right? So to do that, it's a kind of a VLOOKUP actually. You can say that, not exactly the VLOOKUP because Access works entirely on the different concept, but yes, we want to actually find the similar values. So for that, we are going to use the left join. Okay, so now what you exactly going to do, you go to the create option. I'm using the Access 2016, but it really doesn't matter because long time back, when I was working in Access 2003, these inner joins are available from that time, right? Maybe much more before that. So whatever Access version you're using, it really doesn't matter, right? Just go to the query design, click on the query design, and here you would see all your tables. Now since we have only two tables, right, so I'm just going to add both the tables, this and this. So I want to basically add the tables which I need, right? Not exactly if you have four tables, then you go ahead and add all the four tables. What I mean is that add your required tables which you actually want to set up, from where you want to set up this lookup, right? Now you see guys, this is the employee IDs table and this is called the logins detail table, right? Now in this case, what we need to do is we need to only find out the usernames which are available in both the tables. So what you need to do is you need to select this. Now you can select this as well, that's not going to make any difference, right? Select anyone, and the moment you select that header, which is the common, which exactly you want to evaluate, right? Now you need to drag this and just put your this mouse over the another header name and release the button. Now the moment you release the button, you would see that there is an arrow which is created, right? So this is how this arrow is created. You can see that, right? Now what exactly it means. Now if you click on this line, let me just click on this line, there we go, it is highlighted. So that means you have selected that line. Now once you have selected that line, you need to double click on it. Okay, so I'm just pressing double click. There we go. The moment you press double click, look at this. It says that the left table name is employee IDs, the right table name is login details, and we can see here absolutely this is my left table and this is my right table. And under this employee IDs, what is my left column name? It is actually username. Absolutely right. You can also, if you want to change something, you can change. Basically, I don't think so it is going to be changed, I beg your pardon, because the join is created between only the usernames, right? But yes, one thing I wanted to tell you that you can also change the these joins. Basically, if you move this table over here and then made the join, then this right table would come as employee ID and this login detail would come on the left. But ultimately it is really not a matter. Why? Because if you see that by default this option box which we have selected, it says that only include rows where the join fields from both the tables are equal. So that means that we would actually going to create a query where these both join fields are going to be equal. So one is available in the another. That is what we want to find it out, right? And the second is available, second is also available actually in the first. So the vice versa should also be true, right? These are also the options. You can click on these options as well, but right now we are only looking for the inner join. Okay, right now I'm just going to tell you the inner join. Inner join means that where the values are present in both the tables, from first to the second and second to the first back. Okay, so we're just going to click here OK. Now once you click on the OK, the join is already there. I was just actually telling you by default it always creates the inner join, so you don't even have to double click. But to give you the understanding how it is going to work, I just double click here. Otherwise you need not to do that. Whenever you drag something on the another part, provided they have the same, basically the nature and the same data type, what I want to say is that then the inner join automatically gets created. Now what exactly you want? So we just want the usernames, right? So I just select this and I just going to drag it here. Okay, or the another way is you just delete this, you select this and delete this, and then you can also select this and again you can drag this field over here on this query wizard. Right now, before we run this query, why don't we just go ahead and find it out by ourselves, that what all basically the usernames we have. So I just click on the employee ID. There we go. Now have a look on the usernames. So I have Ajay, Matt, James, Ahmed, Nija, Ashu. A lot of names are there. Let me just click over here and I have Ajay, Alan, Hina, Jarvis, Nija, Krishna. So I think Ajay is common in both the tables, right? That's the first entry. Matt, James, they are not available. Yeah, they are not available. Then I guess Hina is also not there, Jarvis is also not there, so Nija is there, right? This person is there. So I think Ajay and Nija, these are the two names which are available in both the tables. So let us just close the table. There we go. Now we have got this added. Now what I need to do is I simply need to actually view this. So you can even run the query. You go to the design view and you can run the query, but view actually we use it before running it, just to ensure that that it's giving the correct answer. Now view, whenever you run any action query, this is the additional tip I'm giving you. Now you might be thinking that whether you run it or you click on the view, it's going to give you the same result, which is correct, because this is just simply an inner join. But especially in the cases where you append the data, where you add the data, right? So before adding the data, then you would like to view it, because view is not going to add the data to the another table. I will be covering all those things, but I'm just telling you that especially the append and the update queries, all these queries, especially the make table query, there it's very advisable. It is a good step if you, before you run it, you just view it, because view is only going to give you the view. It is not going to append, or it is not going to delete anything, or it is not going to make the table, right? Especially in these action queries, right? All right, so let's come back to this and let me just hit on the view, and there we go. Now you see that we have got the two entries, and this is what I was telling you. So these are the the query which we have made is, let me just save this. This is going to be the inner join. Now this is your inner join query. Let me just press OK, right? Now what if, guys, I change the question. So for example, what we want to do is we want to find out all the usernames from our employee ID table, and at the same time those employee IDs, those usernames as well, which are available in the employee ID and in your login detail table as well. This is what we exactly want to do, right? So that means that in my query, what I want to do is I don't want to actually get these values like Alan, Hina, Jarvis, Krishna, but at the same time I want to get all these employee IDs. all these usernames, and with these usernames, of course, I need the Ajay, I need the Neja. Why? Because they are available in this table as well. So this is now what we are going to create, right? So how are you going to create that? Again, it is very simple. You just go to the create and you click on the query design, and then add these tables. So let me just add these tables. Now again, you need to just select this and just drag this and release the button now. Okay, the join is created. Now this time we will definitely have to click on this, double click it, and now make this include all records from the employee IDs and only those records from the login detail where the join fields are equal. I hope this is very much clear, right? This is auto explanatory line. I don't have to add anything here. It simply says that you got to include all the usernames from the employee ID, and at the same time whatever the username is available in the employee ID and the another table, which is the login detail table, then get that as well in your query output. So let me just press OK, and now we're going to see this username, right? So I just select this, and we already know our answer, if you remember, right? If you just click on the view, look at this. This is what I was talking about. Now you got the Ajay and the Neja only because of the reason that they are available in this table as well. Now why you didn't get the Alan, why you didn't get the Jarvis, and Hina and Krishna? It's because of this, the query which you have created, right? So go back to the design view. This is called the query which we say, it's actually a left join, right? So in this way, it only included the records which are available in the employee ID table, at the same time the records which are available in the another table as well. So any record which is not available in the login detail and is available in the employee ID is going to be shown up in your query, right? Any record which is available in the login detail and the employee ID is again going to be shown up in your query. So what is not going to be shown up in your query? The usernames which are available only in the login detail table. They are not in the employee ID. So basically we are saying that we are just going to exclude every username from the login detail which is never existed in the employee IDs table. Right? So this is called the left join query. So let's just save this query and let me give it a name called left join. Okay, now the same question but in the different order. Now what if you want to find these employee IDs? If include all these employee IDs from the login details and at the same time include those which are available in the employee IDs as well, but any username which is not available in the employee ID table, that should not be available in our query, that should not come up, right? So in that case, what you can do is you can again go ahead and create the query design. I can add the login detail here, and then I can add the employee ID here. Now look at this, I've changed the direction of this table. Previously my table were like this. Now I have created the table like this, and now I'm going to just drag it over here, and let's just go ahead and let's double click on that. Now you see that on the left table name you have the login detail, and this is what exactly I was talking about in the beginning, that you can also change the direction. Now in this case, if you press this option, include all records from the login details and only those records from the employee IDs where the join fields are equal, then what would happen? Then in that case, if you have a look on this login detail table in our that employee ID table, if you have a look here, the Matt is not available, the James is not available, Ahmed is not available, Ashu is not available. So these names are not going to come in your query. So you will have the Ajay and the Neja because they are available in the login detail table, and at the same time Alan, Hina and Jarvis, Krishna, they all would actually come, right? Because we are trying to find out all the usernames from this table now, not from the employee ID. So you can change the order, whatever way you want to go. So just click on this and then just have a look on this view. Now this is what exactly we were expecting, right? So this is another, we can say it actually left join. I hope this made a sense. This is making a sense to you. So let me just save this as well, left join, put the underscore. Now what is another thing you can do? You can just go to the create and you can also reverse the order. Let's say I just add these two tables over here, and this time what I'm going to do is I just drag this and I double click on this line, and in this case now what we are going to do, let's say I'm going to click on this. you can see here, include all records from the login detail and only those records from the employee IDs where the join fields are equal. Now this is going to be a right join, because in this case you have not changed the direction. You have not put this login details to the left side of this employee ID. Basically this is on the right side only, and you're linking this, include all records from the login detail and only those records from the employee IDs where the join field are equal. So if you now going to fetch this information, I put this login username from this login detail table, and if I just view it or run it, whatever, you see that the output would come same. Now you have Ajay, you have Alan, you have Hina, Jarvis, everything, you know. So if you have a look on this query, let me double click here, you see that both the queries are giving the same answer. So what is the difference between them? Basically it's not the difference. You need to understand how you have created both the things. Let's just go to the design view. Now have a look on this, guys. Now in this query I'm using, you see the arrow, and you see the arrow here, this is the left join, right? Because from the left we are connecting. So either you use in this way, but provided you should put this your login detail on the left side, right? And if you don't want to put it on the left side, then obviously if you need the same result, then you need to use the right join. Here we are using the right join because we are actually focusing on the login detail, which is on the right side. That's the only thing, you know, that's the only important thing which you should actually understand, right? So these are called the inner join, left join, and this is going to be my right join. So let me just save this, and there we go, right join. Okay, and just now close this. So we have discussed all the joins, inner join, left join, and there is a right join. Now guys, there is one more thing I want to tell you, which is a very interesting thing. Now what if you want all the employee all the usernames from the employee ID and all the usernames from the login detail? Then there is another join which we call as a full join, and that you are not going to see in the query. If you have a look on this, let me just right click and go to the design view. If I double click here, do you see here anywhere which says that include all the records from the login detail table and all the records from the employee ID table? You don't see that, right? Because it does not exist in Access, but we can make it using the SQL. Right now, before you just exit from the video, just be there, right? Because I know a lot of guys, you know, they say that they don't know the SQL, so they may not like to watch the video. But let me tell you, this is very simple. You just need to copy and paste it and just use a one word called union. All right, so let's just go ahead and let me see, and let me tell you what exactly you want to do. Now first of all, you need to create the two queries which can get all the usernames from both these tables. Okay, and for that you need to create the select query, right? I hope you know that select query means it's simply a query to fetch the information. So how you gonna do that? Just go to the design view, add this table. This time we are just going to add one table, and I need the usernames from this employee ID. So this is what exactly I do, and you see that this is the select query. Run it or view it, whatever you want to do it. We have got all the basically the usernames. So I'm just going to click on this. Yes, I want to save it. Now you want to save it as what? So I'm just keeping it a name as called query one. That's it, right? Because I know, but you always try to give it a good name, right? Have a good naming convention. Have a habit of giving a good naming convention, because then you will be lost in the Access world. Because if you have 100 queries, then query 1, query 2, query 3 will not make any sense. It is exactly, you know, it works in the same way as you when you write the Excel VBA codes. Always there also you have, you know, heard me a lot of time that I always say that give it a good naming convention, give it a good name to the macro, give it a good name to the module, you know, all that stuff. Okay, so once we have created that, we need to create another query. Go to the again query design and just hit on this add, and there we go. We have this page now, login detail table. Just double click on it, and there we go. Your username is already in your this query wizard. Just have a look on this, and there we go. Now we have got all the usernames from the different table, which is your login detail table. Save this, and I'm going to save this as just simply query 2. Now what we need to do, the important thing we need to do is you go to the again third query, design it, and to go to the SQL view, you have to add any table of your choice. We are not going to use it, but you will have to add it, because if you're not going to add it, then we will not be able to have this, you know, basically we will not be able to click on this SQL view. Now this query is absolutely has nothing to do with this employee ID table. Let me first tell you this thing, right? But we have to add it so that we can click on this SQL view. Now once you click on this SQL view, this is where you would see something. Just delete everything, just make it blank, right? Now go back to your query 1. So I'm now on the query 1 and I right click, and this time again I'm going to click on the design view. Right, this is the same query which we created, from where we are getting all the usernames from the employee ID table. So I will go to its SQL view. This is the SQL view. Again, you click on the right click here on the query 2 and go to its design view and click here on its SQL view. So we have now 2 SQL views of these queries. So SQL view is what? SQL basically we also call it SQL. So in the Access, every query which you run, it is, you know, basically it gets converted into the SQL. It gets converted into the structured query language. SQL is a language which we also use in Access VBA. If you don't have any idea about that, then let me tell you, you can go ahead and watch all these Access VBA videos. Over here somewhere we have the Access VBA videos. Just scroll it and there we go. This is called the Access VBA collection and other loops videos, and this is the Access Forms, you know. So they are all the VBA, basically Access VBA videos, and I've started this recently, just I think 1.5 months back. Okay, so you can find all those amazing videos on the Access VBA. So VBA is all, I mean, we use the SQL language in the VBA, right? Also in the queries also. So in the query we don't use it, I mean Access generates it, but we can use it the way we are going to use it. Now you need to copy this entire stuff from the query 1. I'm on the query 1 on its SQL view. I just copy this and I come back to my query 3 and just paste it here. Okay, and when you paste it here, press enter and write here union all. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to add the union all, or you can also add the union. That's all up to you. I'll just tell you the difference. So just press enter now, and now go to the query 2 and just copy this entire code and come back to this and just enter it here. Okay, so basically we have clubbed the 2 queries. Now let's just hit on the run or view, whatever you want to do. Look at this, guys. It has added all the items. Isn't it great? I hope you are loving this, right? Because now we are able to get all the usernames. Here we got Ajay, Matt, James, Ahmed, Nija, and there's a one blank entry as well, but that's fine. I mean, you know, there's no need for that. I mean, the blank is there, that's fine. And the another items are also there, Ajay, Alan, Hina. So we are able to get all the things. Right now, here the question comes. Now, if you want all the items, whether they are repeating in both the tables, that's fine. Then you are supposed to use this union all, right? But just in case if you don't want the repetition, because you know that there are some usernames which are available in both the tables and we just don't want to get them repeated, right? They should come only once. So you just need to remove this all and just keep it union. Now the moment I run this, look at this now, guys. All the repetition is removed. Now you don't have Ajay. You remember in our employee ID table and login ID, you know, we have got this Ajay coming twice, and again Nija as well. So if you remove this, the union, if you remove the all button from the union, then this is going to make your only, you know, it is going to include both the you know, all the items basically from both the fields, from both the tables, but they are not going to repeat. They're not going to be repeated. That's a good thing, right? So either you use union or union all. I do not know. That depends upon your situation, but I thought, you know, it's a good idea to discuss this, right? So just close this now, the query 3, and this time I'm going to name it as full join. Okay, or you can also say that, you know, it's only the union one, not the union. Only the union, not the union all, right? So I guess you now understood the concept of all the joins. We have done the inner join, we have done the left join, right join, full join, right? And this is how basically you can do the things. And as far as the if you are looking forward to a video where you want to find it out that what are all the usernames which are not available in the login detail table, you know, using this employee ID, then go ahead and, you know, I was already telling you that watch this video which is called the find the unmatched values from the 2 tables. Right, so in this short video I try to cover all the things. Have your questions, put up and leave the comments, and I will be coming back with some more exciting stuff. Hope you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You have a link right you know, on the right side of this video, so just click on that and be a part of all these amazing 200 and I think 8 or 9 videos, right? So signing out, guys, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye bye.